right. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. It's great to be here with you. This is the 129th episode. Folks, we have a very, very, very busy week planned. As I told you last night, kicking off this great week of shows, we've got a lot planned. We're going to be interviewing with Rob Kendall on 93.1. We are going to be doing a cross promotional episode with the Mouthwash podcast, and we've got a lot of other great things going on this week. The end of the week, we kick off into host Brandon Rudd's birthday month. So we got a lot going on, but we didn't want your Monday, your boring ass Monday to be just a boring Monday show. So we've got a very big guest that we're going to be talking with here in just a moment. And I want you guys to listen to this. And if you guys are watching, for any of you that are liberty-minded, for any of you that are constitutional fighters and are concerned about what's going on in Indiana, if you're concerned about what's going on in your state, watching this wherever you are out in the world, for those of you that are concerned about what's going on in your city, your town, your county, and the United States as a whole, please do us a favor. Share the show with everyone you know. Help spread the word and get this out, because this is going to be a big show. We are going to be bringing on here in just 1 second a very special guest to talk with us, and that guest is none other than Mr. Craig Hendry. We're going to be bringing him on. He's going to be talking to us about a court case that he has coming up this week, a very important court case. Of course, if you have been living under a rock, for those of you that might have been living under a rock for the last little bit, Craig Hendry is a freedom fighter. He is a content creator. He is I prefer the term constitutional auditor, if you will, because I think that there's more important things out there than just the First Amendment. We've got a Second Amendment and a lot of important third, fourth, fifth. All of the constitutional amendments are rights, are important, and it is all very, very important here. And so without further ado, we're going to bring him on and hear what he's facing and talk about how it kind of bleeds in with what we do here and why you guys should care. Hello there.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the show, Chris. How you doing?
Hey, yeah, no, it's great. It's our pleasure. We're glad to have you. It's the first time that we have actually had you here, and so I'm glad that you're with us. And I'm glad that you're going to be spending some time with us, because I think you might be planning on a little bit of a absence here at the end of the week, but hopefully that does not occur. But why don't we get right into it? And for those that might not know, maybe give a little bit about yourself and tell about the predicament that you are in currently.
All right. Well, so like you say, I'm known as somewhat of a constitutional auditor. And so in this particular case, I was doing an audit of Clinton. This started in the summer of 2022. And what that kind of entails is just going into a public building, entering the publicly accessible areas, documenting what we can see, sometimes having interactions with public employees, and then leaving the area. You know, and it's quite usual for us to do that. I think we've done that at well over 150 locations in the state of Indiana, and for me personally, a dozen in other states as well. So it's certainly not unusual for me to do this. In Clinton, though, the police chief tried to knock a phone out of my hand. Well, he did. He knocked the phone completely out of my phone holder while I was there. And he tried to do the same to my friend Tyler, who was there. And basically they treated us like we were subhuman and that they could do whatever they wanted to us. And then the guy literally just belly bumped me out of the building. So in that particular case, or on that particular visit, those people filed criminal charges against us with the prosecutor's office. This is back in 2022.
Okay.
The state police filed a recommendation of criminal trespass charges on Class A misdemeanor.
Trespassing from where? They wanted to trespass you from where?
From the city hall building. This is where this stuff took place.
Yeah, okay. So, and real quick, before you go on, I just want to double check. Were you there at nighttime?
No,
Okay, so they were wanting to trespass you from being there during the day, like on a Sunday?
Like, no, it was, I don't remember the exact day. As I say, it was 2022, but it was definitely weekday business hours.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
For us. Yeah.
Okay.
So we got kicked out, and then the state police was the one that took the criminal, or filed the criminal recommendation of trespass. 1 second. Hey, Nathan, go to bed, buddy. Okay. 1 second, pal.
You're good, dude.
Sorry about that.
You're good. Hey, we are humans too. It's amazing. Most people don't believe that we're humans, but we have like kids and lives and loved ones. So I get it, bro.
In all this, but right. So where were we? We were at So they tried to file criminal trespass charges on me, and the prosecutor didn't pick them up at the time. Okay. So they never materialized. I never found out about them until this recent predicament. But I'll lay it out for you. So I got contacted by a few people in Clinton, asking me to come check out the government again, because they just had all these stories like, hey, they're so bad. And I had heard one story of a person's property being taken by the city, and I thought that was interesting. So I went and I started looking into it a little bit more. And I got in touch with somebody, a councilman in the area, and I started doing some public records requests, for an investigation that I was doing for these properties. And not only that, just because I suspect that some of these public officials are incredibly corrupt. So I was doing some other public records requests, like, for example, video footage of the city gas, like the gas, I guess, station is what it is. It's not a gas station, but it's where they fill up the city vehicles.
The city pumps, basically.
Right. So anyway, so I did a public records request for all this stuff. And of course, that all got denied. And I appealed it to Luke Britt.
Yeah. And
he was just like, all this stuff isn't particular enough and whatnot. And so he just kind of let it all go. And in the meantime, I found quite a bit, actually. I found, though, in one case, they had told this one guy that he couldn't build on his own property because it was in a flood zone. And then when this guy decided, well, okay, I'm not going to be able to build on it, so it's pretty much worthless, he just stopped paying the property taxes. They took the property from him, and they put it up for a tax sale. Well, anyways, the mayor's friend, and it's well known that he's the mayor's friend, because this guy gave him a campaign billboard without paying for it, So it's a complete quid pro quo.
Sure.
Anyways, this guy who's the mayor's friend, he gets the build, or the land, and he starts building on it. And keep in mind, the mayor just told this other owner that he couldn't build on the same property. So then this guy starts building on it. He doesn't even buy the property, so he doesn't have to pay sales taxes or land or property taxes, anything like that. Doesn't have to claim liability for the property. So the guy just builds all these properties, and he starts renting them out and collecting revenue while they're on city property.
Oh my God.
And he says it's all in the report that I do. He says, I was renting them out as fast as I could build them. It's all there. It's clear.
Sure.
Anyways, the mayor is kind of like knee deep in this. I talked to the city clerk that worked before that, and she told me, she said, look, these guys were bringing me quitclaim deeds that were backdated, and I wouldn't sign them. And she said that the city attorney was doing this and the mayor was doing this. So anyways, I'm interested. I'm going to ask questions to the mayor. the mayor's not in. So, and I mean, I go in there and I'm trying to ask questions of his assistant. Anyways, this guy has his assistant files or press stalking charges on me with the prosecutor, and the prosecutor picked him up this time. But hold on, Chris, will you entertain these people real quick? I'm gonna go take care of something, okay?
Yeah. You're good, bro. So while he's dealing with sounds like some kid issues at the moment, which is perfectly fine. I want to make sure that you guys are aware. For those that don't know, for our regular viewers, I mean, you'd have to be under a rock. He's got a major following on YouTube. There are, I don't know, hundreds of videos where you can go and watch his content on YouTube. It's under, he used to have a partner that they did it, and I think they've kind of went separate ways. I think it's been an amicable split, but I think they've went separate ways. It used to be CH and Ty Audits, but he's pretty much kind of by himself now. But you can find all of that on his YouTube channel, and be sure to check that out. So,
by the way, we're thinking about bringing back CH and Ty Audits.
Okay.
Here.
Okay, that's cool. I was saying I thought that it was like a friendly parting. You guys, it wasn't like a falling out or anything. You guys just
no, it just happened since I lost my license, so we weren't able to hang out too much. But anyways, so I'm trying to do. And by the way, while I was at the city hall this time, because that's where I'd have to go to do these public records requests, I'd go there, and that's exactly what I do every time I do a public records request for something different. And I'd record every interaction. And, sometimes these people would go out of control, and it'd sound a little crazy. You had a person in the water office yelling and screaming. But the lady who's pressing harassment charges on me was always smiling when I saw her. And I've got video footage of this because every time I recorded it.
Sure.
I mean, there was only one time when I didn't manage to record it, but in that time, I was invited into the mayor's office, and there's 3 other witnesses to that, other than the mayor and his assistant, they can attest to that happening. So it's all just kind of, it's absolutely bogus, because first of all, we all know, public buildings are open to the public.
Right.
And there was a case that I cited in my motion to dismiss, because I filed this motion to dismiss by myself. And in the motion, I cited this case from the 5th Circuit of the United States. So this is in out of Texas.
Yeah.
And they said in it, and this is what I quoted, was if the First Amendment means anything, it means that a citizen journalist can ask questions of a public official, which is exactly what I was doing and exactly what I was trying to do every single time I entered that building. So this is all just, and ultimately, this is why on January 31st, which is when I have my next court date for this stalking charge, this is the ultimate reason. This is the spawn of this whole case. That's the reason I'm going to be going to jail, is because some corrupt officials cooked up ridiculous charges because, well, I'll put it in their words. The police officer on scene one time told me, he said, annoying people is harassment.
What in the hell?
And then this guy cooked up a police report on it. And it's all. And so the judges put a gag order on me, telling me that I'm not allowed to release any discovery either on my end or on their end.
I heard this. I heard you talking about this when you went live a couple weeks ago, and I was like, what in the hell? This is absolutely insane. I mean, this is nuts. And I want to be just real quick, and you can then launch into what's going on the 31st, but you're a pretty chill guy. Like, I mean, I've watched your videos enough, and people know that, when people push up on you, you can get a little huffy, but that's not a big deal. I mean, it's okay when someone is violating your space and telling you, things that, you can kind of stand your ground, but you're not like crazy obscene. You're not threatening these people. You're not going to these people's homes. You're not calling. Were you calling the assistant after hours Were you
Oh,
texting these
no.
people? Were you email? Were
No,
you driving by their
absolutely
home?
not. No, they
So
tried to press a charge on me, harassment, for a phone call, but it got dropped.
I mean, so I just want people to be sure when we're saying, because I want to make sure that someone doesn't hear this and think, oh, God, he's got, and I want to make sure people are aware they're talking about felony stalking, felony stalking. And so felony stalking because Henry walked into a government building and asked questions. Now, if you can you absolutely just kind of on a ballpark, can you give a amount of times that you were in there?
Um, oh, I was in the building a lot. I was in the building like probably like 8 or 9 times in, well, that's over the course of like a
That's
month and a
nothing.
half or so.
That's nothing.
Yeah, and
That's
I'm in
not a
there
lot.
doing work. And well, really though, there's more because I went to city hall meetings, which are in that building.
Were you
You
there
know,
200 times?
no, but and also most of the times, like she isn't at the city hall meetings,
Right.
and most of the time, see, after a little bit, they started closing off the clerk's office and the mayor's office to the public.
Wait. Are they counting some of the times when the building was open for the public to come during the city council? Are they counting some of those times as your stalking times?
I don't think so. No, no,
Okay, okay,
they're counting one of the times from they're counting the time from 2022, where
okay.
in that video she's got a massive smile on her face and she's recording me.
Can you tell me the mayor's name down there? I'm going to see if he and Bob are maybe related.
Yeah,
Right.
it's Jack Guilfoyle Jr. is
Jack
his name, and
Guilfoyle Jr.
he is an absolute reptile. I hope to get this
Yeah.
guy deposed in while we're awaiting the trial. We're definitely going to have to depose somebody or other, but
Yeah.
we'll just keep that to ourselves. But anyways, these people are absolute snakes, and they know what
It's
they're
horrible.
doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what their game is. I don't know if they just want to like violate me so bad, man, and make me suffer, because ultimately they know my game. They know that I don't bow down to them.
They don't want you to tell the public at large what they're doing, because and I want there so I want people to know that he's not just sitting there thinking, oh well, I'll just go screw with Clinton, the city of Clinton. You had people contacting you, and one of these people was a sitting city councilor. I was getting contacted by this sitting city councilor as well. I've got messages, phone calls,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing that we deal with in Muncie and everywhere else. They're not everybody's bad. There's like one or two good people here trying to do the right thing, and they're asking for help. And so you had some people that was trying to help you, but it's just you're getting beat down by the corruption. And so now you have this court case that's going on Thursday, and because you were trying to expose what was going on here and dig into the corruption that are supposed to not be happening with elected public servants, now there's a lot of craziness. They're wanting you to do a whole bunch of nonsense, and so I mean, you can kind of go from there wherever you want to go with that.
Well, the charge is stalking, and they brought me in. They had me so they didn't have me sign these crazy terms, right?
Right.
And then they brought me into the courthouse one day. The judge ordered me to go to the courthouse and like do this stuff, sign this stuff. And like they made me sign all these papers, right? And I mean, it was like you have to have a curfew, but I got it on my watch. I recorded it. This guy's like, oh, I'm not gonna, worry about the curfew, and I'm not really worried about your drug tests, and like, don't worry, it's just the standard stuff. So like, I'm not really worried about doing this, but you go ahead and sign it, And I was like, yeah, like I was like, me, I'm not really like. I was like, I'll sign it, but I don't, I don't consent to this stuff,
Right.
like I'm just doing this so I don't go to jail.
Right.
And
So basically, I mean, you were doing this kind of under duress. It was.
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody that signs
this,
court papers absolutely is.
Yeah, you sign this or you're going to jail.
Yeah, most people don't go to court voluntarily. Like,
Yeah, right.
you know, but either way, yeah. I mean, so they're saying now that he is concerned about the drug test. Now they wanted me to do 4 drug tests a week, which I'm just not sure exactly what that has to do with determining whether I'm guilty of stalking. And this is really the real deal. I don't know how familiar you are with the law of for bonds in Indiana,
Mhm.
for bail bonds,
Mhm.
but it actually says in the law, it says the purpose of a bail bond. And it says it's a surety, or it's something to ensure that the defendant keeps reporting back to court.
Yeah.
That's really it. It's to ensure the defendant's appearance at court.
Yeah.
I always appear at court. So actually, in the order that this guy's got, this pre-made order that he signed, he's got 3 options. He's got warrant, and that reads out the court issues a warrant for the arrest of blank, yada yada, sets the bond at yada yada. And furthermore, this is on the pre-made thing, and furthermore finds that the defendant is dangerous to himself and or the public and other stuff. He just keeps, it's like, so this guy's gonna have to find that I'm a danger to the public in order to hold on.
You're fine. Yes, he does. Yes, Josh does have court tomorrow, and I will let you know what goes on there. But
He
yeah,
does, does he?
yes, he does.
What time at?
I don't know, man. I don't really know.
Man.
I don't know what goes on there.
Man. Oh
1
yeah,
o'clock.
it's not even a public hearing. But anyways, yeah. So
yeah, back to you. Yeah.
So yeah, so anyways, they're gonna send me to jail on January 31st, and
So you're going to court at 2:30.
2:30
Eastern, 2:30. And someone asked, this is Vermillion County, Indiana, and you're going to court like you would. And why do you think, like you've got like a premonition? Why do you think that you're going to jail on the 31st?
Well, because this guy issued another order. So they filed a pretrial violation on me. That hold on.
You're fine. He's got court. He's dealing with the family in the background, but I want you guys to know. 2:30 Eastern time, Vermillion County, Indiana is when his court is, and it's going to be, I don't know. He'll have to tell us when he comes back what court, but
yes, 2:30 Vermillion, or 2:30.
You know what? Is it circuit court or superior court?
They only have 1 court.
Okay.
And it's in the top, it's on the top floor. But yeah, and this is another thing. This is a good point. You have to pay for every drug test. It's $40 to pay for every drug test. And they made me take one, and I had to pay for it. And that's
insane.
Yeah, they wanted me to take 4 of them in a row, and then every other one that the county wanted. And it's like, dude, I'm not guilty. I'm not going to just do all this stuff, let you run up a tab on me. It's ridiculous,
Right. I mean, that is absolutely nuts. You are innocent as you sit here. You are, I don't care if you did it. And let's just talk for a second. We're just talking about Josh for a minute. I'm not a fan of what Josh did. Josh gets what he gets, but truth be told, how the American justice system goes, you are innocent until proven guilty. So in your situation where these are absolutely bullshit charges, and you are not guilty of stalking, I am a former police officer, and I think that this is absolutely ignorant. But I'm telling you that this is not stalking, does not rise to the level of stalking. I cannot believe that someone would have charged this. I cannot believe that the prosecutor's office filed this. I believe that this is malicious prosecution.
Well, is there any chance that we could get the stalking,
yes.
Indiana code definition for stalking up on the screen? Because it actually says in the code, in the definition, this term does not include constitutionally or statutorily protected activities which is exactly what I was doing. I was just in there, literally being an investigative journalist looking into this. And I think that the report I managed to get finished up pretty much spelled it out, that if they aren't doing illegal things, at least they're blatant liars.
Well, corruption doesn't always have to be illegal. Corruption can be not what's best for the public. There's all sorts of corruption. Corruption doesn't always have to mean they're doing something illegal. If they're just doing things that are morally or ethically questionable, that can fall under corruption as well. Here is the Indiana Code. Let's see here. Offense against public health, order, decency, chapter 10, stalking, 3545-10-5 says criminal stalking. A person who stalks another person commits stalking. No shit. A level 6 felony. The offense is a level 5 felony if at least one of the following applies. A person stalks a victim and makes explicit or implicit threats with the intent to place the victim in reasonable fear of sexual battery, serious bodily injury, or death. A protective order to prevent domestic violence. Okay, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't fit. Okay, let's see here. The person stalking of another person violates an order issued if it's condition of pretrial release. Okay, that's not happening, including release.
Chris, we want to get, sorry about this. I should have caught this before. We want to get the definition up.
The definition
of
the
actual code.
Okay. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, but I don't. Because that's where it has it. It has it in there. It says this term does not include.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so this is, as used in this chapter, stalk means a knowing or an intentional course of conduct involving repeated or continuing harassment of another person that would cause a reasonable person to feel terrorized, frightened, intimidated, or threatened, and that actually causes the victim to feel terrorized, frightened, intimidated, or threatened. The term does not include statutorily or constitutionally protected activity.
Yep.
That's the definition.
Right there. So that's what you were talking about there? No, you're fine.
I page, didn't see you pulled it up.
You're fine.
Yep. That's
so
it.
Right
no, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that's, and I put that in the motion to dismiss. I could get that up if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
For anybody watching, and we can read it for anybody who's not watching.
Sure.
Let's see here. So I believe this is the finished version right here. I'm going to get it up. And I filed this with the court weeks ago. This is another thing that's supposed to be going on at the motion to dismiss, or at this hearing. This is the actual thing. It's the motion to dismiss hearing. And then they're going to have a pretrial violation hearing at the same time. So this is it. We've got, I lay out the facts that the alleged victim is a public official.
This?
What?
I mean, are you want me to put this up on the screen here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I'm used to it just going up.
Sorry. Yeah, you're fine.
All right. So this is it. So I got that the alleged victim is a public official. I spell out that it's a city hall, it's the building that I always interacted with this woman in. She's got in her police report or something that she saw me driving by like a laundromat. Like, okay.
Right.
Like, who cares? Like,
wait a minute. She knows your vehicle and no, I mean,
No, like, I guess this woman just saw me in a vehicle, in a red vehicle. It's not even my vehicle because I didn't have my license at the time.
Okay. All right. Right.
But anyways, I lay it out right here. I say in my 6th paragraph, stalk means a knowing or intentional course of conduct involving a repeated or continuing harassment of another person. And so I say, well, in order to be guilty of stalking, you have to be guilty of, harassment. And then I say all the essential elements of the crime. I don't think most people want to read this. If anybody does, you can go back and pause it and read it. It's
Sure.
quite long. It's 6 or 7 pages. But yeah, and I filed this, and the state's response to this was essentially saying, like, this isn't the time for these arguments. Like,
What?
they're like, we'll let the jury decide this. We could probably get this off the screen.
Who is the prosecutor? Is it the elected prosecutor or is it one of the deputies?
It's all of them. Every one of them have either been at court or expressed a very big desire to attend court.
So who is the elected are there someone saying Bruce Ackerman? Is that the elected prosecutor down there?
Yeah, that's right. A guy named Bruce Ackerman.
And how long has Bruce been prosecutor of Vermillion County? Do we know?
I don't know. No, I don't really know much about the guy. I'm sure that he's watching right now. Bruce is a piece of shit, So sorry for saying that, man. I shouldn't cuss on the thing, but
oh well.
He is,
right.
he is a terrible, terrible individual.
Dude, for the life of me, I honestly cannot understand this. I mean, I would love to be able to attend this because I mean, this is not something. This is insane. Bruce D. Ackerman has been Vermillion County prosecutor since January 1st of 2011. He received his undergraduate degree from Indiana University, his JD degree from a Cracker Jack box in Southern Illinois, apparently. He's a member of the board of directors of the Indiana Prosecuting Attorneys Council. So this guy seems like a winner. I can't understand this. And so who is the judge that you guys are dealing with?
Well, they filed the charges in the court in Vermillion County, and I guess so they filed it weird. They filed it with a motion to seal, so nobody was able to see it. But I guess they accidentally sent it out to me or something because I got an Odyssey notification about it.
Okay.
And I knew that it was a felony charge because I saw the F6 on the case number. And so I knew that there was a case that had opened up against me, but I couldn't see it anywhere. So, anyways,
go ahead.
This had been done in Vermillion County with the judge, Dan Young.
Okay.
Now, I don't know exactly why Dan Young was taken off the case or took himself off the case. I don't know. Maybe it was because he was afraid, they were all afraid I'd get a fair trial. I've got no clue. But they moved it. They applied for a warrant with the Warren County judge, who then gave the warrant 5 days after. I see Always Film the Police. How's it going, brother? But
whoa. Oh, so you're saying that they filed the case in Vermillion County, and then after they filed the case in Vermillion, they filed for a warrant for what? For your arrest?
Yes. Yeah, they filed for a warrant.
Out of another county?
Yeah. I mean, again, because they filed for it the first time, but I guess it wasn't granted. I don't understand.
Oh, no. That's so that people are aware, any judge in the state of Indiana can give a warrant for search warrant or a warrant for arrest. Any court that is a court of record, as a police officer, I could go apply, living in Delaware County, being a law enforcement officer in Delaware County, I could go over to Madison County. It's very, very unheard of, but it's specifically unheard of if you file charges in one county and in one county's court system, and for the charges to be applied and filed in Delaware County, and then I say, okay, well, I'm gonna go to Madison County and get a warrant for this guy's arrest. I have never heard of. I mean, it is warrant shopping. That's very disgusting, and I'm sure that's why they want this shit sealed, because this seems insane.
Well, yeah, and it was really weird. Like the first time I went to court, the judge sat down, right, and he's got this huge camera screen over to his right.
Okay.
And it was on the whole time, right? Anyways, second time we showed up, first thing he does is turn the cameras off.
Okay.
He doesn't even want anybody to see it, or to hear what's going on in there. But Yeah. So, and I don't believe that the judge thought that he should recuse himself of his own volition because they had filed put the Patricia Karanovich, the mayor's assistant, had filed for a protective order against me, which was later dismissed before that, before the criminal charges were filed. And Dan Young, the judge in Vermillion County, took that case on and set a court date for it. But then when the criminal charges were filed, I don't know what happened. I guess he was forced to recuse himself, and they went to Warren County. And
dude.
Yeah. And so this is what's going on. And I know the game. The game is going to be like, they're going to put me in jail. They're going to, well, really what they're going to do is they're going to try to basically say to me that I'm not allowed to speak at trial. They're going to say, look, we know what your argument is, and we don't think it's a good argument. We don't think it's relevant. And so you're not allowed to say this to the jury because it could potentially make them find you innocent. I mean, it could potentially spoil the jury pool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. The truth will set.
I'm sorry. Do you have an attorney for this?
Yes, I do. I've got an attorney representing me named Elizabeth Smith.
Okay.
And she is out of Mooresville, so she's not really in the county.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
Which could be good.
No, that's not a bad thing. She represented me in Vigo County, and we got the deal that I wanted as soon as I hired her. So, but
I'm just glad you have an attorney.
Yeah. This time though, there's no deal. They charged me with stalking. This is ridiculous, and I've already been to jail. This isn't like Vigo County where, I never went to jail. It's a Class B misdemeanor. This is a level 6 felony. I did go to jail. I'm going to go to jail again unless this motion to dismiss works. But I know the game right now. They've got me scheduled. The judge issued an order recently again that said you have to go report at 1:30 on January 31st to take drug tests. Well, I am not going to do that. I'm not going to take a drug test. It's a stalking charge. It doesn't make sense.
Dude,
yeah. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people will say, "Oh, you're bringing this on yourself," yada yada yada. But the reality is that these charges are bogus. The judge probably knew that they were bogus when they approved them. I mean, he got a law degree. The guy's not an idiot.
Right.
So it is what it is. They all know what they're doing. If they want to show everybody how petty they are and lock me up in a cage and separate me from everybody that I love and silence me effectively, go ahead. I mean, they can show everybody just exactly what they are and who they are because they're the worst kind of people in the world. And that, as far
disgusting.
As I'm concerned. Yeah, it is disgusting.
Yeah. And the thing is, people, this is why it's very important. This is happening without laws like 1338. And I know that Cindy or someone put up, we need to be calling the senators because it's passed through the House. So yes, be calling the senators. Now, as a cautionary tale, I guess be careful because if you call our elected officials, you could be stalking them. So be very cautious, I guess. Record yourself doing it. Indiana is a one-party consent state. So you are allowed to record your phone call. You're allowed to record them, pop them on speakerphone and record that phone call. Be kind to them, I guess, talk as you see fit. You have a First Amendment right to say whatever you want to say, but, do as you see fit, but record that interaction, I guess, for your own protection. But that's why things like that need to be beat down, because if shit like this can occur now, just imagine how far they can push it when they have laws like that, under their belt. And this is just baffling to me. The other thing is I've popped this case up in my case, and it's one of the longest, this is the craziest thing that I've seen. Do you mind if I show this?
Go ahead, show it. It's all public. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you before I did.
Yeah.
So here's the my case, folks. And I want you to look at this. I mean, again, it's a felony.
Could you pull up like Kimbrell's?
Yeah.
The dude's got, how many felonies against him right now that are like high level felonies.
Yeah, I'll do that because that
shows
shows
the link for that.
Yeah.
And then let us see Hendry's. This is a level 6 felony, which is really piddly poop compared to Kimbrell.
Yeah, that's a good okay. So look here. Here's someone that's got several serious felony charges. Level felony 1 charges, okay? Felony 1 charges. And look how the case was filed on the 1st, basically the 1st January 1st is when it was filed. And then look how long this is here, okay? Okay, right there. We're down to here. Okay, we're done already. We're down to the end. There's a hearing tomorrow at 1 p.m. And all right, you see how long it is? Okay, it's fairly long, but that to me looks normal. Now let me go back and show you when we type in Hendry's here. Let me pop this down here, and I will. Okay, let me show you. I couldn't believe this as you were talking, and I was looking at this. I was like, "What is this? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen." Okay, it's a level 6 felony in Vermillion County. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like. Here, give me a second. Share screen. My case. Watch this nonsense. Here we go. Here we go. Watch what this looks like here. Okay, this is on the screen. Now we're at the top, and watch this scroll. Look how long this is. Scroll, 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 scrolling. We're still scrolling. Now, we would have already been done back there. We're still scrolling, 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 scrolling. I mean, we're still scrolling, 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 scrolling. And we're just now done. We're just now done. So I want to go back up here and just show you some of the weird things I'm seeing. So it looks like you were charged with 2 level 6 felonies.
Well, that's what was filed, but then they took off one of them and the harassment by means of
harassment. Okay, so you were formally charged with 3 counts, 2 level 6 and 1 misdemeanor harassment by means of a telephone.
Right.
And it looks like, okay, so let's see here. State of Indiana. Okay. Prosecutor, I see. States notice of withdrawal of counts 2 and 3. So they filed the case on. Wait a minute. They filed the case on December 6th. Okay. And then they withdrew 5 days later. Warrant. So was it this warrant? Was this warrant or writ of attachment for the body of person on 10/11? Was that what was issued out of Warren? Or wherever you said?
Well, see, look here.
Yeah.
This is a crazy thing. It says under that, it says judgment, and it's on the same date. It says Daniel Young.
Yep.
That's the judge in Vermillion County.
Okay, yep.
Well, let's go down and see. Let's go down.
It says stalking dismissed, harassment dismissed. Okay, let's see here.
So then.
Now here, okay, it says 10/11 warrant or writ for the body of person served. So they must have served it to you on that day.
Right. So, and I went to jail that day.
Okay.
So look, but then I went to court before Hunter Reese. So how did Judge Young issue it, and Reese, is the judge I go before? But this is another thing. I think let's go down and see. Let's go down some more.
Okay.
All right. Look here. Look.
Yep. Yeah, tell me what to stop on. What date?
Let's go up. Just one or two more things. Look, discovery order entered. This is after I went to court, and it says Dan Young. This is all
Yeah.
nonsense. Hunter
Yeah.
Reese was the one issuing the warrant. Hunter Reese was the one ordering in my initial hearing and the one making discovery orders. He was the one doing all of that.
Do you
It's
have
just under,
paperwork that says that?
I mean, yeah, man. And it's documented. I went to court multiple times with Hunter Reese.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
bond form
well, hold
file.
on, I've got to have paperwork that shows that actually, but I might have to find it here.
Well, sure. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, so it says orders no contact order. Let's see here. We'll go down pretrial release. All right, Vermillion County probation. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so jury's trial scheduled. That looks normal. Witness list, motion dismiss filed. Okay, so this must be when you filed your motion dismiss 11/14/23.
Yep.
Then they filed on 11/15 motion for protective order.
And that's for the discovery in the case, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not for like a person.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they have a motion. That's the gag order. It's a protective order.
Okay.
But yeah,
here's your drug testing tracking sheet.
Yeah,
awesome.
and they charged me $40. You know, that was the last time I drug tested.
That is insane. That's absolutely.
So here we go.
Insane.
We've got the order sealing records. Okay, and I'm reading that.
Where do you see that at?
Hold on, I've got it right here. Let me get it up. Like, let me share the screen, and I know you don't see it yet, but I'll get it.
No, you're fine.
This is the order sealing records, and it's signed by Hunter Reese. So I don't know why my case says Hunter or Daniel.
Oh yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
So this is. And this is it.
Bro.
Now orders that the probable cause affidavit information and arrest warrant for the above referenced person and the motion to seal and for non-disclosure, all bearing the cause number.
Can you go up to the plus and click the plus a couple times?
Yeah.
To grow that. Okay, yeah.
How about that?
Go one more time.
All right.
150. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Dude, that's
his name.
10/10/23.
Yeah,
that is insane.
And it all says Daniel Young on it too. It's weird, man, but yeah, Hunter's definitely the one who's doing it all, and it's confusing what capacity he's doing it in, because this says Special Judge Vermillion Circuit Court.
Okay.
A lot of the times, I don't know.
And his name is Hunter Reese. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And I'm going to I'm going to go to a different thing and see if I can't show you a different.
You want me to pull that down?
Sure.
Okay. Let me look up Hunter Reese. How do you spell Reese? How does he spell it?
Reece.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. He is the Warren Circuit Court judge. So what they've done here then is, because I didn't see anywhere in there where it said that they had filed for a special judge. That's weird. Yeah, I'm down with I still don't see anywhere in here where they've seen it. So Young is the judge from Vermillion County,
Yeah.
and Reese is from Warren County.
That's right. Yep.
And I don't see anywhere in here. I'm just looked through this again. I do not see anywhere in here where they have said they are where Young is recusing himself and where Hunter's coming on, and because normally you would be notified of that, and you could technically give your opinion on what judge you would want, or you could say, no, I don't want this guy, or whatever.
Right. Well, yeah, he's just a special judge, and
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I wonder. I'm seeing a few things here. Bond form filed. Oh, I'm just looking through all of my documents here and in the case. It's all just a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
I haven't looked at, but let's see if I've got the probable cause affidavit, and we can check that out. That might be fun.
Oh yeah. That would definitely be interesting.
I just don't know exactly what is what, so I'm going to check it out. PCA.
Yeah. That's your probable cause
affidavit of probable cause for issuance of an arrest warrant. Okay. We will share this with you guys.
Okay, that'll be interesting. All right, let's pull this up. Okay, Sergeant Michael Featherling.
All right, so yeah, Sergeant Michael Featherling, Indiana State Police Field Investigation, states he believes and has good cause to believe that on April 22nd, 2022, which is the first time I had an interaction with these people in general, through September 22nd, 2023, in Vermillion, Indiana, Craig R. Hendry committed the crime of stalking, a class, a level 6 felony and a class B misdemeanor, and such belief is based on the following. You want to go ahead and take over, Bilbrey?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. Your affiant is a member of the Indiana State Police, having been appointed on March 16, 2012. The affiant has conducted numerous investigations, including but not being limited to theft, harassment, stalking. The investigation is based upon alleged violation of certain Indiana criminal statutes, which are set forth below. Harassment. And now this is not what you've done. This is the criminal code. A person who, with the intent to harass, annoy, or alarm another person, but with no intent of a legitimate communication. So I don't know how they can claim that. That's stupid. Makes a telephone call, whether or not conversation ensues, so they don't have to pick up. Communicates with a person by telephone, mail, or other form of written communication. Transmit an obscene message, which you've not done, correct?
No. No.
Okay. Or indecent or profane words of a citizen's radio service channel, or uses a computer network or other form of electronic communication to communicate with a person or transmit obscene messages or indecent or profane words to a person, commits harassment, a class B misdemeanor, which you've not done that. I don't care what this guy says. I would fight this guy on this all day long. This guy's an idiot. You have not done that. Okay, next. Stalking. And we've already read that. A person who stalks another. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Stalk. And they went through the definition of stalk.
They even included the constitutionally protected part.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The term does not include statutorily or constitutionally protected activity. So they've right there written in why you should not be charged with this in his PC affidavit. Harassment. Used to in this chapter, harassment means conduct directed toward a victim that includes but is not limited to repeated or continued impermissible contact. All right, I think that is absolutely bullshit. And again, we can forget the harassment because that's been dropped off, so I don't even need to read that.
And also impermissible contact is like, but the thing is impermissible contact is you see they define it here in Indiana law. But impermissible contact has got to be like, let's see it right here.
Yeah.
So this is how broadly they define it in Indiana law.
Using
following or pursuing the victim communicating with the victim,
Yeah.
posting on social media if the post is directed to the victim, refers to the victim, or either directly or indirectly. The thing is there's no victim.
Right, right, right. You were engaged in the business of talking with and in redressing your local government. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that.
and not only that, just seeing what's going on with them. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
right,
trying to ask questions about what's really going on up in that place.
right, right,
They're so
right.
secretive, they never answered a single question of mine.
That is insane. Okay, so it goes on here and says your affiant, that's the police officer, gathered the following information by reviewing videos from Clinton City Police Department and videos posted by Craig Hendry, conducting interviews with employees of the city of Clinton, and reviewing prior documents related to interactions with Hendry generated by the Clinton City Police Department. Based upon my investigation and review, I believe the following statements to be true and accurate. On 4/22/22, during the workday, Craig Hendry gained entry. It's like
By the way,
yeah,
during the workday, like
during
in
the
the public
workday.
building.
Yeah, and I like how they put. You can always tell police writing, and it's so funny because I've written many reports like this, but like gained entry, that means he walked his ass across the threshold into the door that was open for him. He
Yeah,
didn't
it
use
was
a
completely open. They
crowbar.
write it up. They write it up as if I've got a crowbar, and I'm like,
Yeah,
gaining entry.
yeah. He had a mask on. He climbed on top of the roof. He came in through the skylight. The dude walked through the front door, gained entry to the Clinton City Hall from an unlocked door
Yeah.
after a news reporter had left the door ajar. Okay, what was the news reporter doing in there?
See, this is the deal. It's a work day. It's a public building. What
Yeah.
are these people paid to do? What
Yeah.
are they doing?
Yeah. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It was closed due to COVID restrictions. I'm telling you, Chris, look up that date. They were the only city hall in the state of Indiana that was closed.
I mean,
And by the way, closed.
Yeah,
it's open.
right.
It's open.
Yeah. That is absolutely stupid. Okay, so it has been continuously closed due to COVID restrictions still being in place. Police Chief Billy McLaren had been in the water office speaking with the employees when Hendry came into the building along with another white male. Hendry made a scene by being rude, raising his voice, yelling profanities, and refusing to leave, being asked to do so by Chief McLaren on numerous occasions. Patricia here, a city employee, came out to the lobby and started recording Hendry because, it's not okay when he does it, but it's okay when they do it. And the other male during the interaction with the chief of police, McLaren began pushing down Henry's cameras, and then Hendry became agitated, rightfully so. Hendry began to try to get Chief McLaren to get physical. To get him to physically fight with him out in the parking lot. Once Hendry was removed from the building, he went back to the city hall to the police department to file a complaint of battery against Chief McLaren, which all of their fancy words here, battery is when someone touches you in a rude or insolent manner. So if the chief was being rude or insolent and knocked the phone out of your hand and touched you in any way, that would be battery in the state of Indiana. So I just want to put that out there against Chief McLaren. Hendry then called the mayor's office numerous times to request records regarding the interaction with individuals at City Hall. The staff answered a few times, but then just disregarded his phone calls because they can apparently do that. Hendry then left voicemail on the mayor's voicemail. The entire scene was recorded by the white male who came into the building with Hendry, and the film was uploaded to Hendry's YouTube channel. Okay, so that I don't see any. I see a crime here. I do see one crime here. The chief of police battered you.
Yep.
So I see the crime. I see a crime there, but that's got nothing to do with you guys.
Right.
All right. After Hendry, who's labeled himself a First Amendment auditor, has posted a video on YouTube channel and posted commentary regarding his interactions in Clinton, the police department, the city of Clinton, the utility office, the mayor's office received hundreds of phone calls. The office received so many calls that employees were unable to concentrate on their work and help customers who came into City Hall. Over 700 voicemails from the mayor. Did you call the mayor 700 times?
I don't think I called them once after I was done. After I realized they wouldn't respond to my records requests.
Okay.
I stopped calling them.
So, like, I mean, I'm sorry they were called 700 times. They shouldn't piss people off, I guess. That's got nothing to do with you.
Right. Yeah. And I'm well known for doing what I do. It's not
Absolutely.
like this is like I just targeted them.
Right. The YouTube channel generated so many the YouTube channel generated so many calls from random followers of Hendry.
By the way, this is the language the YouTube channel generated, as if my channel is like some AI unit that goes out there and artificially calls people, and computer generates. You know what I mean? These people, it's ridiculous.
Right, absolutely stupid.
Their actions in the video generated those calls.
Right, that's exactly right. Their behavior, because had they just stopped, had they been cool and not been not accosted you and not been assholes
and lied on camera,
maybe you wouldn't have uploaded it. Maybe you would have. It would have got a few views. It wouldn't have been anything like it was because of their action. They don't realize that they don't take ownership in their behavior causing the problems that they then face. It's like their children who have never been, been told not to touch that stove and then done it anyways. Yep. And they don't like that they're getting burnt, and that's what happens.
Do they mention that you make money off this channel somewhere in this complaint too?
I don't know.
That's normally a thing.
That's a thing we see a lot.
Yeah, that's a thing that we see a lot. They don't seem to like that. I'll tell you, I respect. There was a circuit court judge here in Delaware County who said that, because people say this all the time, that he said that being a YouTube personality, a content creator, an influencer, a citizen journalist is a legitimate way to make money and for a hobby or for a career in 2024. And he wanted people to stop saying otherwise. And I was like, all right, I respect that. I can respect that. Okay.
Yeah, and my entire mission, like at the start of the YouTube channel, is because I have a message, and my message is that I don't believe that anybody's really qualified to even determine what is a legitimate source of income and what isn't. You know what I mean? Like, really, I don't believe in. Yeah, my whole message is that the government is so petty that they regulate everything, even your behavior, thoughts, and speech. To the point where they'll throw you in jail over it. And it's not just, my speech. It's like, it's businessmen are affected by it.
Sure.
Everybody's affected.
Everybody's affected by it.
There's a lot of people who get into the employee of the government, and that old adage, you get in bed with the government and you get screwed, and that happens to them. They find themselves caught up in criminal charges and being the scapegoat of a corrupt, scheme going on in a local city government. And then, too little, too late. They criticize people like me. And
you are preaching to the choir here. From 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. From 2015 to 2022, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the Department of Defense, set up shop here in Muncie, Indiana. They ended up arresting like 15 different politicos. The mayor was walked out in handcuffs. The building inspector. It was so big that it was given like an official Operation Public Trust. A bunch of politicos and business people attached to government here in Muncie was arrested for corruption, wire fraud, tampering with businesses, bribery, and all sorts of crazy shit. And it's people that just, one of these days they were doing a good thing, and then all of a sudden 6 years later they find themselves kind of enveloped in this situation where they're doing God knows what and getting arrested. So yeah, you're exactly true. That's exactly correct.
Right.
Moving on here. So this base 6 basically just says, they're mad that they left the voicemails and that wasn't Hendry. So that shouldn't even be there. The office staff stated over time, the phone calls started to get less frequent. A little over a year went by. And then within the last few months, possibly June or July of 2023, Hendry began coming back into City Hall, asking for different kinds of public records, which is legal. Yeah, right. It's like season 2 kicked off, so that's okay. Yeah, right. All right, raise that up here to number 8.
All right, yeah,
the next few. Okay, September 18th, Jessica Van Diver reported her interview that she was working in the office with when Hendry came in by himself. He came into the office asking for public records and asking for the location of the police department, despite knowing the location of. Is that a crime? Like what does that? Why is that even in there?
I don't know.
Did you ask where it was?
I don't remember really. I honestly don't know.
I don't know why that would matter. That's stupid. Okay. On the 19th, he came back. You know how many times I went in to city halls all over Indiana, like multiple 3, 4, 5 days in a row? This scares the hell out of me. So the next day, on the 19th, he went back in City Hall. Another individual whose name is Tidwell.
I don't know anybody named Tidwell.
With another individual. So they're saying you're with someone called Tidwell. Okay.
Tidwell, bring me the porridge.
He was driving your car. You got out of the back seat.
Is that what they say? They were driving my car?
No.
Oh man.
Okay. So the clerk or whatever was dealing with a customer when Hendry came in, went to the mayor's door and began banging on the door. I like that they say that too. Isn't that what you do when you're not? Yeah, right.
Of course I wasn't doing
it. Yeah, right. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. I've been accused of that very same thing.
Yeah.
Hendry specifically asked for Patty and asked if the mayor was in there with Patty on her desk, making sexual comments, referring to them having sexual relations in his office. Hendry then asked Van Diver for a crime statistics, and she told him he needed to go to the police station for that request. Hendry then made statements about Van Diver being a firecracker, abusing medication, drugs, and being mentally unstable. I'm
telling you, this is all ridiculous. Like that. I'm pretty sure she looked at me. I remember we've got video footage of it.
Right.
She says something about, "Are you accusing me of having a drug addiction?" I say, like, did I accuse you? Like, I don't think I did. If you got a guilty conscience, that's one thing, but
that's on you.
Yeah, I said to my buddy, I said, like, look, some of these people in this office are pretty volatile.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of tread carefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said it raises some questions, and this is what they don't like, man. When I'm reporting, I like to always implement, what kind of questions that I am thinking of,
Sure.
And so I kind of asked the camera, I asked my buddy, it raises questions about whether some of the people in here are maybe abusing their medication.
Yeah, I get it.
Maybe my buddy said that or something like this. I've got all the footage. I'm absolutely certain that if I go to jail, man, somebody has access to the footage that is in my Gmail. So hopefully they'll publish it, because it really shows, like, sure, I go in there and people may not like my presence, but that doesn't mean that I'm committing a crime.
Well, yeah, that at the end of the day, I mean, maybe you said that, maybe you didn't. I don't know, but none of it's illegal. You're not yelling fire in a crowded theater. You're asking a question in City Hall, and they might not like, and maybe they don't like a curse word, or they don't like that somebody makes an off-color joke about some kind of, sexual this or that. But at the end of the day, that's not a crime. You have a First Amendment right to do that. They might not like it, but it's not illegal. And
Yeah,
it definitely,
and most of the time, I think that because most of the see, I'm a reporter, so most of the stuff that I say, I'm worried about saying stuff that might be construed as slanderous, and I don't want to do
sure.
anything like that. So I'm always pretty careful about the way that I word my sentences to avoid any slanderous language.
Yeah.
I certainly don't make claims when I don't know anything. I don't do that kind of stuff because it's all just shoddy behavior. It's kind of, it's less than admirable, so to speak.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. Hey, Kate, can you star Joey's question? I do want to come back to that. Okay, so let's see here. Van Diver said the interactions with him are pretty minimal, and he would usually make a gesture like nod his head and videotape. Van Diver also talked about so I mean, she has
We'll go down.
limited interaction. I mean, that's crazy. Okay. Van Diver also talked about the very incident that took place on April 22nd. Van Diver said Hendry didn't really come back after the first incident, but she did start to receive telephone calls at work from Hendry followers. Oh my God, the callers would call her a pig and say she was having affairs with cops, and even went as far as say they hope that employees' children get raped and murdered in the streets in front of them.
Which that is not good. People can't do that. Like, well, they I guess they like physically can, but it's not right, and I don't condone it.
Here's the thing. That's the thing. I know that I know, I mean, you've not said that.
No.
And I know that you've said people shouldn't say things like that. I would never say anything like that. I wouldn't think, or I wouldn't condone that either. And I'll be honest, I would almost question if that's really happened or if someone's just stretching the truth, because they like to kind of get really crazy to make us all sound like bad, crazy people, because that's pretty insane. I don't know anybody that would say anything like that. So going on through this, I want
to find it because they say at some point in it, they say that check this out. So hold on.
Dude, this is insane. An 8-page. This is nuts. There are murder cases. Muncie had a triple homicide in July of 22, and the probable cause affidavit wasn't 8 freaking pages. 3 people were killed, and the probable cause sheet wasn't this long.
This is it. There's a call log of voicemails from April 22nd, 2024. Karanovich started to log her voicemails with date and times, plus what was said. She said she stopped after logging after 423 voicemails. She did save all the voicemails.
That is nuts, man.
Also, but check this out. Karanovich has a fear that someone else will come to City Hall and repeat what Hendry has done. Karanovich is scared to death every time she goes anywhere. He has taken her sense of pride and security away from her. She said she is scared to be alone. She stated in her, this is the ramblings of an insane person. She stated in her personal life she can't sleep. How is this me? I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is obviously an ongoing mental issue, and I don't mean to laugh. Obviously,
no, I know what you mean.
Has a problem.
Yeah,
but it ain't me.
Yeah. What does this woman do?
So she is the city proclaims her to be the. Just want to make sure that I get it right. Let's see. She is the mayor's. It's right here. The mayor's administrative assistant.
Why is it? There must be someone, for the love of God, tell me. Kirsten, okay? Shireen Wagley. I was gonna say Brenda Grider, but she would kill me. She was the clerk and Brenda was a peach. I love Brenda. That's not even funny. I didn't mean that, Brenda. Brenda, if you're watching, I love you and you're fantastic. You were great.
Realize, Christopher, when you fill out the application, do you have a severe mental problem where you are irrational and have ridiculous fears of, like toenail clippings and things?
Yes.
Do you get offended when people fart in your general direction?
Right.
And you have to check mark all those things, and then you are hired.
Yes, you're hired.
You're hired.
Do you get scared when you hear the ding ding on the door? What that woman wrote? What that woman? Can you go back to that part?
About her feeling,
all of her fears.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, blow that up again. Go up to one more thing there if you can.
Here.
She said, okay, I can't. What? Say her name.
Karanovich.
Karanovich has a fear that someone else will come to City Hall and repeat what Hendry has done. Did you attack this woman?
I did nothing of the sort.
You didn't. Have you ever touched her?
I didn't attack anybody in that building ever.
Or
touch anybody.
You've never touched her? I mean,
no.
It sounds to me, though, the way this is written, she's afraid of other people, not him.
Right. Right. She's not afraid of Hendry. She's afraid of everybody but Hendry.
Yeah.
Seems like Hendry needs to move into the City Hall.
The way they treat me, I want them to do me justice and get away from them.
Right. So it says she's scared to death to go anywhere. Like I mean, she can't go to her parents' house. I don't know. Maybe her parents said she can't go to her friend's house. Like she doesn't go to the store anymore. I'm really confused about that.
She's and look here. So let's see. So there's a few other incidences where she claims that she's seen me elsewhere. Okay.
Oh God.
So let's see. She was at the community center on September 22nd, showing the center for a wedding. She stated she had to go to the office to get something, and a red truck was in the parking lot. An unknown male comes into City Hall and wants an information request. The clerk treasurer was not in, and he is the only one who can give him such a request. Who is he? He is the only one.
The clerk treasurer who's the clerk treasurer? Is it a male?
Oh yeah, it's Steve. Yeah.
Okay.
The male was not happy with that and went to the parking lot. The police came to City Hall and walked her out of the office to her car. While walking to the car, Hendry asked, "Patty, are you still employed with the utility office?" Officers asked Hendry not to speak to Karanovich.
Why? Why are you not allowed to ask that question?
Yeah, but no, I mean, that's obviously that's one of the incidents here. And this was approved by Judge Hunter Reese as stalking. You got to keep this in mind. This guy read this and now he's going to throw me in jail. It's not like he's not read the probable cause and he's totally ignorant to the facts of the case. He knows what they're alleging. Yeah. But even what they're alleging, it's what are you talking about? So this is it. Karanovich then got her car and was going to go home, but instead she went to the mayor's personal business, which council member J.T. Walker was also there. Oh. When she stopped and got out, the red truck, presumably occupied by Hendry and the individual with him, had been following her and drove by. This story was corroborated by Mayor Jack Guilfoyle Jr.
Okay.
Wait, none of this.
It's been a long time since I've been in Clinton, Indiana. My grandfather grew up in Universal. Okay. So I've been in Clinton. Has the town grown exponentially in the last 15 years?
Not at all.
Because I remember there being
two
main roads. It's really tiny, isn't it? There's two main roads and some smaller roads.
So basically, anywhere in Clinton, you're technically by everybody else in Clinton.
Yeah, and if you're driving in Clinton, then you're probably following somebody else.
And the thing is I'm not sure. I don't think that's accurate at all.
Well,
I don't think what she's saying is accurate at all.
Sure, I'm sure it's not. That's
sure it's
insane.
not.
She's an insane person.
Yeah, I have no recollection of any of this stuff. So
For everybody watching,
and of
those are
course
my words.
she'll have zero evidence to corroborate her claims, I'm sure.
That is really scary. And I'll to be honest, it's really scary. It's the power. Like, look, I know that there are cases where when I'm walking in downtown Indy at night and I'm walking down the road and I see a man walking towards me, I don't cower in fear and run across the road. But I know that, like, if a woman is walking alone and she's walking down the road and she sees a man, she might want to cross away or whatever. I understand that that's the fear that some women have with men and sizes, and I get that. But this is the fear that I have with women who, because they don't like a question you ask in government, they can make all these crazy ass claims. And here's the thing, hearing this, we know this is insane. The judge reads this and thinks, oh my God, this guy is an asshole. Look what he's doing to this people. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
I think he just, I think he didn't even read it. You know, I think that he just got it and he just did his thing, man.
That's,
you know, that's really the way that it usually goes, I think.
That is really, 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 really scary.
Yeah.
So, Joey asked, you've had a probable cause hearing, have you not?
No, no, I have not.
You did not have a probable, okay, because, wait a minute, you were arrested, but you didn't have a probable cause hearing?
No, no.
Is your attorney asking for that?
No, not to my knowledge. I mean, I think that, I mean, man, really the whole deal is like the judge found probable cause, you know. And really another thing that should be noted is that days before the warrant was filed, I actually submitted video footage to the court in the protective order case, just to file it as evidence with the court, you know, so I could present it later on. So I'm pretty certain that the court is in possession of video evidence from me.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I think that we could go to do a probable cause hearing at some point, but I think at this point, the guy's approved it. I've gone to jail. I'm not sure that he's going to find that there's not probable cause after I've already went to jail.
Oh, God.
I don't know, though, you know.
Do you feel confident in your attorney? I mean, you don't have to answer that if you don't want.
I mean, look, I feel like confident in anybody. I feel like you'd have to actually try to lose this case. You'd have to do an absolutely terrible job of preparing. And I am not afraid if I think that my lawyer is not doing a great job or doing good enough. I'm not afraid to just be like, look, you know, you're going to have to take a back seat. You have to let me do this because I'm not going to let you run me and, you know, walk me up to the gates of prison.
All right.
We're not doing this.
Oh, God, bro. So, man, I mean, you know, look, this is really scary. And I mean, this is the reason why, and it's things like this. The elected officials need to get, like I was talking to an elected official the other day and they talked to me about trust. They're like, well, we need you know, there's trust that needs to be earned here. And I'm like, oh, okay. I agree with that. The difference is you need to earn my trust. I don't need to earn yours. You're working for us. You're working for me.
Yeah.
So it's like these people get all backwards and this shit.
That is what they get, man. And that's what Lord Acton said. He said, power tends to corrupt. And it does.
Absolutely.
Like, and in America, they say that nobody has absolute power. So, but I'll tell you one thing, even though he said absolute power corrupts absolutely, I'll tell you the power that is available in America has corrupted absolutely pretty much everybody that's attained it.
Yes.
So that's what we're living in. And this judge is looking at me in a stalking case talking about you better take drug tests. You're testing my patients. I thought to myself, how arrogant. You're testing my patients.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
like I'm here, I'm being dragged into court on an unlawful stalking charge where I'm being maliciously prosecuted. And now you're telling me that you want me to drive every day, spend 50, not 50, like it's probably a good $20 in gas.
Sure.
And he wants me to then spend $40 to pay for the drug test that they want to shove onto me. They've got me messed up 10 ways since freaking Wednesday, man. I'm not doing any of it.
How many drug tests do they want you to take?
They want me to take 4, and they want me to start now. They wanted me to start immediately because I was testing his patients at first, but now he's going to let me start on January 31st. I ain't going to start. I'm just going to have to go. He wants me to go there at 1:30. I'm just going to go there, and he's probably going to have him waiting at the bottom of the staircase saying, "You're going in cuffs."
What? 1:30 to go there, and then your court is at 2:30. So you're supposed to take a piss test, or what kind of drug test is it?
Well, they like mouth swabs.
Okay, yeah, all right.
That's what they've given me before, but I think these people do pee tests.
Now, do you mind to say, and you don't have to say this if you don't want, you took a drug test?
Yeah.
Did you pass, fail? Do you know?
Well, they said that I had THC in the drug test.
No way.
Which, yeah, that's what they say. And at the time, I was consuming, the Delta 8, and they've got under 3% Delta 9 in them.
Yep.
But the whole way that those kind of drug tests work is that those drug tests don't search for THC. They test for a toxin that THC produces.
Yep.
And so it doesn't take a whole lot of THC to produce it. And they test positive all the time. People that are going through the system that are in a sober living house will tell you that.
Yeah.
They don't get away with it.
Yeah.
So,
I can tell you.
The guy told me, he's like, "Oh, well, I run a drug court, and I know that those don't show up for positive." Like, oh, okay. Now we got a forensic laboratory, scientist here.
Right. I tell you, yeah, man, that's scary, bro. So, do you know, are there people coming to the you that are coming?
Yeah, there are people that are coming.
Okay. Yeah. Man, I would really like to, I don't know, maybe a loved one of yours or something to give you my information, and I would like to be able to come down to that. I just looked. I'm about 2 hours from you, and it would generally be doable, but I've actually got something going on, unfortunately, that day, so I'm tied up. But I would like if somebody could let me know what happens. If you get locked up.
Well, this is the deal. I know that we have got Harvey Freebird. I think he's going to report on it as soon as it happens. We got Tyson. He's always there, by the way. He's always there supporting me. Tyson awesome. Is, along with a lot of other people that come out. They're great people. And if you're in the area, if you're in Indiana, you're in the area, you're free on a Wednesday around 2:30, come on out to Vermillion County, Indiana. It's Newport is the town it's in. And they are going to arrest me. Though there's 2 ways it's going to end. They're going to dismiss the charges, or I'm going to be arrested.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Hey, Tyson, brother, I don't know if you're still here, but if you could, I don't know if you're on Facebook. It's Kristopher H. Bilbrey on Facebook.
Joey will let you know.
Okay, all right. Joey will know. Yeah, let me know, Joey. So I need somebody to let me know. Whatever. So that would be fantastic. But man, I tell you, I mean, I don't want to keep you. I know you've got a family and all that. Is there anything that we haven't said that you would like to get out or whatever? I mean, just to kind of in closing.
Well, I mean, I think that ultimately I want to say that the reason that I'm refusing this is because I'm recognizing that this is not an endeavor to figure out if I'm guilty of violating a criminal code. And this whole drug test thing is not an endeavor towards justice. This is an endeavor to show compliance. This is an endeavor to show that even if I won't comply with a cop telling me to do something unlawful or, somebody else, I will comply with a judge. That's what they're thinking. Well, this is what I'll do. I'll show them the minimum respect that they don't deserve, and I'll show up to my court dates.
Right.
But I will not allow them to violate my rights any more than that. And ultimately, I just have a very strong sense of justice. And the reason that I'm doing it is because until we start saying no to them, they do have power over us.
Yes.
And ultimately, they will throw me in jail, and they do have the power of that over us, over me. But it shows all of you just exactly how petty they are and how ridiculous they are. And it might show you just kind of what monster we're up against. And it's time to start getting real with them, because they're not going to start correcting themselves. They're not going to spank themselves and put themselves in the timeout corner. There's only one entity that can do that. And that's it. I mean, there's not a lot more to that. We need our freedom here in America. That's all. That's it. Like that. That's another thing that I want to say. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand today, is that the heroes of yesteryear were smugglers. They were the equivalent of drug smugglers today. They would take tea and spices and they would bring it over to the Americas and they would sell it, and it was illegal. The Crown did not allow it. They would be thrown in jail if they were caught doing it. But these people are remembered, and there are statues erected to remember their names.
Yeah.
Those people, they weren't the most compliant kind, right? They had to stand up and say no, right? Those people were heroes. And I'm telling you that those people, they didn't envision this, as far as I'm concerned, for their country. This is.
Listen, they were the dregs of society. I mean, that's the thing that people need to understand. They were, some of them were attorneys, and some of them were men of honor and stature, and some of them were like, I'm not, some of them were outlaws and were hooligans and carrying on, all sorts of different people came together to say, no, this is not acceptable. And
right. And it tends to get to the extreme before most people recognize it. But there were a lot of people even back then that were on the fringe that kind of thought, look, these guys, I don't think that they're doing the right thing.
And
history remembers them well. And history will remember this well as well. And they know what side they're on. The judge, the prosecution, they obviously, I really do feel for the people, because they've got some sort of a mental disorder wherein they think they have the right and it's morally right for them to cage me. And the trauma that it places on my family, my loved ones. I mean, I know it affects even my friend. I saw Tyler in here. He supported me the whole time I was in jail last time. He helped me out every time. I had Gem City News, Ty from there. He helped me out every time, I needed it. These guys, they get affected by me going to jail too. Nobody likes it,
Sure. No, right.
It really is just a negative feeling knowing, like, dang, somebody that I care about is locked up in a cage and they aren't allowed to walk out of there. And in this case, it's not as though I've done anything wrong. But the most important thing to remember is that they know it. They know I haven't done anything wrong.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah. And what kills me is this has now become the story, and that's what they want, right? Because they're still doing the underlying thing. Now it's like the cover-up's worse than the crime, right? And that's very true. They're still doing everything that you were concerned about, and that the people that contacted you were concerned about, and all of the property crap and the buying and the selling, doing this and all that crap, and the underhanded, dirty corruption, all that shit. They're still doing all of that. And on top of that, they're just doing this too. So they've doubled all of the chaos and the craziness. And
this serves a whole nother purpose, though, because those citizens who contacted Hendry and asked him, please come help us, there's corruption going on, and he said fine and showed up. They see what happens now when you stand up to the corruption. So those citizens who were reaching out for help, now they're going to shut the hell up because now they're scared.
And by the way, this wasn't the only thing I was investigating there. There was another case that I was investigating where an older gentleman in his 60s so happened to be a veteran, and the guy, he got like attacked by these younger police officers, and I mean brutally attacked. The guy had horrible scars on his arm, and the word was that the mayor had just told these guys to attack him because they were in a verbal argument. The guy's daughter's bar was burning down, so he was pretty emotional anyways.
Sure.
And they beat him to a pulp. And in the footage that I've seen, that I haven't released to the public yet, the police say, you only stopped after we beat the shit out of you. This is a 63-year-old guy. But anyways, they wouldn't release anything to me, but he's dealing with it as well. The corrupt prosecutors are charging him.
Jesus.
Yeah, and there's a lot more going on as well that I'm trying to cover, but it's hard to cover it when they charge you.
Yeah, right. When you're now fighting for your life, your freedom,
Yeah. It's difficult to carry on.
March 4th. My next court date's March 14th. It's wild, man. It is really, really scary. It's really crazy. How many police officers, full-time police officers, does Clinton have? Do you know?
Too many.
That's a
good.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, man. I don't know exactly how many, but
I mean, ballpark, or 30, 10, 2?
Nah, maybe 12 or 14.
Okay. Well, that's okay. All right.
Most of them are really terrible individuals.
I would agree. This is a really, really bad situation. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it for you. I hate it for your family. We definitely stand with you and wanna do whatever we can to help you and stand there in solidarity for you and with you. And so Joe said 14 too many. So however we can help, let us know. And I definitely, stay in touch, and I definitely want to see what we can do.
Yeah, I will do, Chris. And Ty also said that he'll keep in touch with you. Ty's going to know everything that's going on. So thanks for having me on your show, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And after all this happens, I hope that they dismiss the case. And if they do, we can have you on maybe next week and say, hey, you won. If not, and you got to take the ride, hopefully something will be figured out. It won't be long, but I'd definitely like to have you back on the flip side of whatever happens. And we can figure out what to do, because there's the fight continues one way or another.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. There's more steps, even if it's dismissed. So we'll keep you updated either way.
All right, brother. Thank you very much.
All right. Take
care, man. Yep.
You as well. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Craig Hendry, our special guest, Mr. Craig Hendry, telling just an absolute insane story. And it's a heartbreaking story for himself, for his family, for the people. And I am dumbfounded with that. For the people wanting to know about how to send him money, I will message him and find out, like, a Cash App or whatever. I know they've got a way to do that. I don't know if Henry's still here, so he's there. So Henry, people are wanting to know, is there a way to send you money, Cash App or whatever? Please let us know. Obviously, he's got stuff on his YouTube channel, but maybe he can put his Cash App or whatever in the comments there, man. It's absolutely disgusting what they're doing to him. And I think this is a horrible situation. So, I hate it. We will, of course, keep up to date with what's going on here. I didn't want to intermix what's going on with Josh with what's going on with him too much. I don't want to get the things, because they're nothing the same. Josh is in a bad state. Josh has admitted to what he has done. So Josh is guilty. It's just taking through the steps. He has admitted in his own words. So that's that. That's nothing compared to what's going on in Hendry's situation. And so I wanted to keep those things separate, but Josh does have a thing tomorrow. I will keep you guys posted. I want to let you guys know tomorrow we have a special thing that we're going to do. I want to let everybody know tomorrow's going to be a little funky because I don't know how it's going to work exactly yet. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a cross-promotional thing. So starting at 9 p.m., we will probably be live here on this channel. However, we are also going to be live on the Mouthwash channel, and Brandon and I will be guests on the Mouthwash podcast from 9 until 10. You guys will be able to get on and comment, and Kate will be able to monitor those comments and star comments. You guys get on and comment as you normally would. If there's anything that we definitely need to see, she will star them. And then at 10 p.m. when Mouthwash ends, we will then be back on this format. And the host of the podcast from Mouthwash will then be on our show as the guest. And we can then get everything that's either starred or everything after from 10 on. The Mouthwash podcast is a podcast out of basically the middle of Indiana. They're a political talk show. They focus kind of on the three sides of politics. So right, left, center. They focus on Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, and look at everything in between. And they look at a couple different things. It'll be an interesting group of people to talk to. I'm excited about that. That's tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be on the radio. We're going to do a radio interview with Rob Kendall. Brandon and I are going to be on there doing all of that thing. So I'll let you guys know when, where, how to find all of that. We'll talk about that more on the backside of tomorrow's show. And then, of course, Thursday night, we have our big show. And then Wednesday, we'll have a pretty good show for you guys as well. I'm still working on that show. It's going to be great. We've put together, you guys remember from last year when we've done our paper winch shows, the shows where the paper winch has put together some material for us. That's going to be great. Well, we've got something that I'm going to be showing you guys on Wednesday, which is maddening. It deals with the state house and the state representatives, the state senators, and things like that. And I'm just here to tell you, if you guys are interested in fighting back against the state house, you need to be contacting your state representatives, state senators, and saying no to 1338, 1133, Senate Bill 7, a lot of other things. You can go to the Indiana IGA website and look up their bills. On Wednesday, I'm going to show you how a little bit easier way for you guys to contact people, to call, to email, to do what you got to do. So please tune in for the rest of this week. We've got big shows tomorrow, Tuesday. That'll be episode 130. We've got a big show Wednesday, episode 131. And then we've got a big show Thursday, episode 132. So you guys, thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your evening. And then we'll keep you updated with what happens with Hendry on the 31st as well. So you guys, thank you all very much.
Does Mouthwash have a YouTube channel?
No.
It is strictly Facebook Live.
Strictly Facebook Live.
So we're streaming it here on our channel from the Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. So don't worry about looking for a Mouthwash channel on YouTube, everyone. Come here. We will be here streaming the Mouthwash show. It's just going to be a little wonky.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're going to be playing fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, because we'll be in his duck. He uses StreamYard too, so that's one good thing. We'll be in his duck on his channel, but I'll also be in our duck. Kate will be in our duck.
I will be in our duck, pulling the stream and sharing the stream from their channel and their duck.
Brandon will be in his duck.
It's going to be a cluster.
I'll be in
Hopefully
my duck.
Brando comes to help.
Yeah, right. Who?
Hopefully Brando comes to help
Oh,
somebody.
he'll be on. But no,
he's gonna be on?
Brandon will be in as a guest.
Oh shit.
Brandon and I will be in as a guest on his duck. We'll just open up 2 things. You know how you can open up 2 channels. So we'll open up StreamYard Duck mouthwash, and I'll open up StreamYard Duck Spotlight, and then Facebook.
And we're sharing the stream.
And you will share the stream from Facebook in our duck.
Okay.
So I won't share anything. You'll share it. It'll be fun. It'll be fine.
It's going to be fantastic. The point is, come here, Political Spotlight, tomorrow night, 9 p.m.
It'll be insane. I can't wait. It'll be fun. I've got to put together everything for that. So, all right. Well, that'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. You guys have a great evening. God bless each and every one of you. I have to go pee. Take care. Good night. Oh, and I'm really mad that I didn't say the name of tonight's show. Episode 129 was To Hell. I screwed it up. To Jail with Freedom. You like that? You like my little play on words? It's a little punny. To Jail with Freedom. You know? So, whatever. Or no, it's not. No, it's To Jail with Freedom. Wait, hold on. To Jail with Freedom. A little Seinfeld-like. All right. Good night. Take care. God bless. Have a good evening. Goodbye. Goodbye. There it says, anyone that gets out for a good time, look up. Anyone that gets out for a good time, look up our channel.
Dude, I thought you had the key, man.
I do.
You just like listening to yourself talk.
Yeah, I gotta do the. I can't do that until I do the spotlight.
I can do that, you know.
You trying to do it at what time? I can keep dancing. I'm doing the dance.
Fine. You do the dance so you can put up your video.
Nice writing on the wall. Hey, you like that?
I'm just dumbfounded that someone who has kidney stone issues will be holding his teeth just so he can play a video.
Yeah, I've literally do a perfect out with him.